Alex, I know he's sitting right next to you, but if you speak to the performance that Garrett gave tonight, and Garrett, just speak to kind of that confidence that your manager showed leaving you out there for as long as he did tonight.
Well, every time he takes the mound, we feel like we have a really good chance to win. He competes his tail off. Thought that he was executing all of his pitches tonight to both sides of the plate. He was aggressive. You could see it in his eyes before the game that he wanted it bad. And every time he takes the mound, we love going out there and playing defense behind him. Just a performance that big-time pitchers make, and that's who he is, and I'm super proud of him.
Yeah, with him leaving me in there, though, I just wanted to really honor that decision. I felt like he's put a lot of faith in me this year, and I haven't let him down yet, so I was going to be damn sure this wasn't the first time.
Okay, you can stay in the middle there, Sean.
Garrett, performance aside, how did this match up to your expectations in terms of the experience of pitching, starting a postseason game?
To be honest, I really wasn't sure what to expect, especially having not played a postseason game here. But it was an electric atmosphere all night long. I feel like we rose to the occasion. And even in the ninth inning there, I felt like it was really never a doubt with Chapman on the mound.
Down here in the front row on the right, Steve.
Garrett, to your right. That moment with you and Lucas in the dugout wasn't just two guys commemorating a game. What was that all about? Obviously, you have a history going back to Chicago and all that, but can you speak to that a little bit, please?
Yeah. I felt like that he was just proud of me. He's known me since I was a kid, and to be able to answer that challenge today and just go as deep in the ball game as I could and just try my best to give us a chance to win. I felt like he was just proud of me.
Okay, Ron, the first row here.
Alex was telling a story a few minutes ago about how yesterday in the dugout he was calling staff in the bullpen, and you told him you're only going to need the phone once tomorrow. What made you think of that?
Just being arrogant, to be honest. I didn't actually expect that to be the case, but when he sent me back out there, I was determined to leave it that way.
Do you ever wish you were one of these old-time throwback pitchers in another era, and you could throw 130-pitch complete games every 5 days?
I don't know if it's sustainable with my velocity. I'm not sure how hard they were throwing back then, but I like to think that I'm prepared to do that even in today's game.
Okay. Stay there on the right in the second row, Jen.
Alex, we've asked you so many times throughout the season about playing with this young group of guys, and obviously it was a big game for a lot of them. This is your 100th, I think, postseason game. How did you think the guys handled it and kind of rose to the occasion?
I thought it was great. I thought nobody tried to do too much. Everybody stayed within themselves, tried to just compete and be in the moment and play their game. And I think everyone trusted their own abilities, and that's what we talked about before the game, and I thought the guys did a good job of that.
Okay, on the right in the middle, Rob.
Alex, how did you feel today, and how much better did you feel than yesterday?
A lot better today than yesterday, for sure. I feel like every day has been better, so just trying to kick this virus and keep going.
Okay, on the left over here, Tim.
First for Garrett. They had a couple singles in the first inning, the Volpe home run in the second inning, and then you retired, I believe, 17 in a row. Did anything change there that allowed you to get into a groove?
Just determined to keep the game tie or keep the lead where it was at 1. Just wanted to do everything I could to give my team a fighting chance to get back into it. Nothing really changed mindset-wise. Maybe a little bit more aggressive in the zone, but I think that was just me finding my rhythm as the game went on.
And then for both of you guys, the winner of Game 1 in these wild card series have won every time, all 12 times across the past few years. Why do you think that is, and how do you like your chances the next 24 to 48 hours?
Well, I think it's next pitch mentality. I think you take it one game at a time, one pitch at a time, and when the clock strikes midnight tonight, it's on to the next day and worry about the next pitch and continues to stay focused on execution.
In the back on the right, Duke.
Garrett, can you take us through the mindset that after you give up the home run, this place is going wild? It's a huge start for you. You're the ace. You seem to just get so much better. And then that last pitch, 100 miles per hour. I don't know if you looked back and saw it.
I did.
Can you take us through that? You did, yeah. What was the mindset, though, after the home run and this place was going wild?
Yeah. So what next pitch? The last thing that I want is, the 8 guys playing behind me to think that I'm going to give in to the moment. Like I said, it was just a lot of determination to keep the game where it was and let us have a chance to claw our way back into it.
Okay, over here on the left, Ian.
Gary, you said you felt good even with Chapman. Was that still the case with the bases loaded and nobody out there in the bottom of the ninth?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's the best reliever in the American League, and I don't think that it's too big of a leap to say something like that. Especially with a huge insurance run there in the ninth. We get a double play, and they score 1, and then it's 1 out to go. I feel really good about that.
Okay, Ron, first row.
For Alex, you've been now with Garrett and before with Verlander, Cole. What does having a pitcher like that do to your mindset on the field?
Well, it's huge. They're very similar. Very confident, aggressive, prepared, focused, determined, like he said tonight. And it brings a confidence to your team that is so important, especially in postseason baseball. And I've played with some of the best pitchers ever to do it, and Garrett's right up there. So it's awesome to take the field with him. And I feel like, I don't know how old he is, 25?
26.
But he's 26. But he's super mature and super prepared and focused and has the same mentality that those guys have.
On the far right, Jorge.
Alex, you guys have been an aggressive base running team all season, but with Aaron Judge in particular, knowing that he does have an injured arm, did you guys come into this series ready to challenge him whenever possible?
I feel like he's one of the best outfielders in all of baseball, obviously offensively and defensively. So I feel like you kind of just got to play the game with feel for the situation, time in the game, outs, situation, when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive, and kind of just trust your instincts.
And as a guy who's played 100 playoff games, how much does that one base, those kind of plays, how much of a difference can that make in October? Well, October at midnight, but October.
It can make a difference. One base here, one base there, and I thought the guys did a good job of being aggressive and smart. I feel like you want to be both.
Far right, Jake.
For Garrett, last year at the trade deadline, there was a lot said about your desire to secure an extension if you were going to continue to pitch deep into the playoffs. And when that happened, there was maybe some whispers around the game questioning you and that decision and maybe even your toughness. Was that something that you took to heart at the time? Something that you thought about, that you let motivate you, or did it not even, you paid any mind?
I don't think that I would be where I am if I let outside noise affect my own drive and motivation. For me, it was just a commitment to play for the team that, I owed something to. And at the time, it was the White Sox, and now it's the Red Sox. And I'm going to do everything I can to give us a chance to win every time I grab the ball.
And then just in terms of pitching over 110 in a playoff game, did you feel different? Did you feel tired? Did you feel any kind of unique exhaustion with it being a playoff game? Did you have to pitch differently carrying that amount of load?
I feel like in this environment, it's really hard to feel any sort of fatigue beyond mental. And up until that point, I was still incredibly locked into the game, especially right after we took the lead. Just wanted to go out there and secure a shutdown inning. And there was a lot at stake, so it just kept me locked in and engaged the whole time.
We'll take two more. Here, Ian on the left.
Alex, just kind of playing as many playoff games as you have, how much does it sometimes come down to guys like Nick Sogard, and what kind of has impressed you about him as you've kind of watched him through the season?
No, he's been awesome. He does so many things really well on the baseball field, defensively, offensively, runs the bases, plays multiple positions, prepares his tail off, and it showed tonight. AC said at the beginning of spring training, he said it's going to take every single person in this room if we want to get to where we want to get to, and Sogi was so big tonight.
Okay. Last one here on the left, Jerry in the back.
Alex, obviously you played a ton of playoff games here in the past. Where did this one, in terms of intensity and energy, does that compare to the ones you guys played with Houston, given the Boston, New York history?
For sure. Unbelievable playoff atmosphere from pitch one all the way through the end of the game. You got to love the game of baseball. This is what it's all about.